Yes, we face some difficulties as any project. We had so many challenges, but because we do believe that we had to do this, and because we noticed, the positive results in the new generation and on the kids, this was a great motivation, to keep going forward and to cope with all these difficulties.
My guest today is Afnan Ali, who I'm very happy to host. She's the founder of Eureka Tech Academy. And I love Eureka Tech Academy because of the impact it has. Eureka Tech Academy has trained thousands of kids on, you can't imagine, on innovation and engineering. So these are little kids that are going to have a huge impact on the future of their country because they have uh, absorbed these important things from when they were very young. Not only that, she's won so many awards, including in 2020, she won from the UN's UNCTAD, the top Women in Business Award for 2020 for her impact. So I'm very happy to welcome you today, Afnan. How
Thank
are
you,
you?
Ali. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. So let's start from the very beginning. Can you tell me like the story of Eureka, how it started, how you ended up creating it?
Well, Eureka story started since I was a child. I wanted to be an inventor and innovator, and I used to have this kind of notebook to write the dreams that I want to achieve in the future. So one of my dreams to invent some products and services in the future and to be an inventor. And then it turned out I visited Silicon Valley in 2011, and in Silicon Valley, it was the spark to think seriously about a tech academy which can teach kids technology and engineering in my country, Jordan. So the roots of the story started since I was a child, and then I went to college, engineering college, as the electrical and communication engineer. And then in Silicon Valley, the spark of Eureka came to my mind. So when I went back into 2014, I decided to start Eureka as a tech academy for kids.
Wonderful. So you've made this decision, you really believe in what you're doing. What are the first steps you took? What did you do to make this happen?
Actually, I took a lot of courses in business. I won a lot of competitions in business planning. But when it comes to Eureka, I did not make any business plan. Eureka started out of passion. I felt that I need to make this because it has to be done. Something has to be done in teaching kids technology. So I did not make any business plan. I started Eureka out of the dream, out of the vision. So there was no clear capital, there was no clear business steps. Um, we started by making the courses, make some advertisements, and some children and kids started to enroll in the courses. And after that, Eureka started to be bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, we reached to around 10,000 kids so far who received the training, advanced training, take courses in Jordan. And we hope to expand, of course, to the Arab world very soon.
Okay, so your starting point is kind of to create that first product, that first course. Uh, I mean, how did you design it? How did you decide what the market needed, what people, what kids would be interested in doing? Or did you get it right from the first time, or did it take a while?
Mm-hmm. So the vision of Eureka started out, I was a tech entrepreneur, and I had a product that I wanted to convert it into real product when I was in the college. This product called Tiplo. It is like a portable human heater, which makes us feel warm wherever we go inside or outside buildings. So I started developing this product after graduation from the university, and it took around 3 to 4 years from prototyping one, prototyping two, three, and then making the final prototype in Germany, and then the production in China, the first production in China. This journey gave me like an indication how we should build a kind of curriculum to teach kids technology. Of course, after that, so many people joined Eureka. A lot of people participated in developing the content and the curriculum and the course plans, all these steps. It's about teamwork. It's not about individual work. And then, editing and the continuous development process until we reach to the program of Eureka, which is like 10 levels. It's like diploma in technology where we teach kids robotics, then electrical engineering, then electronics, IoT, renewable technologies, coding like Python, web development, and we end up with commercialization, product development, and tech entrepreneurship. So it's like 3 years of diploma for kids in technology. And the second thing that we took into account is the top 10 required fields. According to the WIF reports, the top 10 required fields since 2017, almost all of them around technology. So when we develop any content or any curriculum in Eureka, we always took into consideration the required topics and required fields from the international, reports, and the required skills that the youth need those times.
Right. So basically, you started with a first version, an MVP, with based on your experience as you were starting your own company, and then you started iterating on that with the team, and with experience with the kids, and it developed from there until it solidified one, and you knew you were like that. You found the market for, it. And now we're 10,000 kids later, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to move on to ask you, something maybe that's not so solid and not so technical, which is, when I was doing research for this episode, one of the really cool things was seeing so many videos and photographs of smiling, happy kids. So, I think that, and I thought to myself, it must be really cool and something that fills you with optimism to work with so many kids all the time. And you must have some really nice stories from these kids. If you want to share anything, maybe, things that stand out from your experience with them.
Yeah, one of the most important things I like in Eureka that those kids sometimes they come to Eureka while they are kids, and then they grow up in Eureka and become adults. And the thing that I'm proud of is that some of these graduates now they are part of the Eureka team. Now they are employees at Eureka. And the thing that those employees, they are the most innovative, they are very loyal, because they got the sense of Eureka since they were children at this place. So they have the history, they have history at Eureka. And one of them, his name Hamza, he joined Eureka, I think he was 15 years old. He was very creative, he was very innovative, he had a really extraordinary technical and brain capabilities skills. And after that, he joined the engineering college, computer engineering college. And now he's part of Eureka team. And sometimes I consider him like one of the founders for Eureka because he added a lot to Eureka. Now, he started now working because he's about to graduate from the university. So these are the stories that I really feel proud of. That to notice the change of students along their life since they were children, and then when they got into university, and then when they joined, started their career path and stuff. So I feel proud of this, actually.
So, when you going back to the UN's award, it's an award that focused on, I'm quoting here, resilience, sustainability, circularity, and inclusiveness in the venture. And while you were receiving it, and I'm quoting you, you said, starting a new project does not necessarily need a business plan, but having an unshakable belief of the why behind this project is a must. So, I mean, do you still believe that this is the case? And what's the role of planning in Eureka's progress over time?
Actually, yes, I still believe in this quote, which is they said always, business plan is nothing, planning is everything. Yes, at Eureka, we plan for everything, for all details. We make a lot of plans. But the thing which is more important is the why behind everything that we are doing. Because when you have a business, when you start a project, you will always face difficulties. And if you don't have a clear why I'm doing this, clear motivation behind this, which is should uh, I do believe that should be connected to your personal thoughts and your core beliefs and core values. If you have such these motivation, this will helps you, to continue and to cope with these problems and to solve these difficulties. But if you don't have a clear why behind the project, a clear vision why I'm doing this, I think you will give up very fast. And this is what happened in Eureka. Yes, we face some difficulties as any project. We had so many challenges, but because we do believe that we had to do this, and because we noticed, the positive results in the new generation and on the kids, this was a great motivation, to keep going forward and to cope with all these difficulties.
And speaking of challenges, you provide in-person training for kids, and then COVID came in 2020. I mean, that must have been a huge challenge for the company. How did it hit you, and what did you do?
After 2020, it was a gift for us because in 2020 we managed to make a digital transformation. So we made the Eureka Online, which is Eureka Tech Academy. It was like an online academy to teach kids, technology, but remotely. We started to make this kind of digital transformation in 2018. But when the COVID, happened, this was a great motivation for us, to make it even faster. So within a couple of months, we made digital transformation. We have courses online in our Eureka Tech platform, and we managed to scale up fast and to teach kids in public schools advanced topics in artificial intelligence, in coding, in algorithms. From the North Jordan to the South of Jordan, we reached villages. We reached a lot of public schools, and this would not happen if COVID did not happen. Because the COVID was the motivation for us, to go faster in the digital transformation. And alhamdulillah, we did it very successfully.
Yeah, perfect response to the challenge. I mean, that brings me to another question. Something you mentioned when you were receiving the UNCTAD award, which was that you want to reach 1 million Arab kids with your education. How do you envision doing that?
Now we're working in Eureka. Eureka now is scalable model, and we are working now to make regional competition for the kids in the MENA region. We are in a phase to start expanding outside Jordan to reach kids, but it's not easy to teach kids advanced technology and at the same time to make this online. So what we usually do, we create like kind of hybrid model between online and offline. So we are now in the phase to plan for this strategy, how we can teach kids advanced courses online, but to keep them involved in hybrid model offline. What we are doing in Jordan, kids, we give training courses for kids online while they have like exams and competitions offline. So this gave them like motivation. There's a competition, there's a clear motivational system, and this is actually the weakness points in teaching kids online courses. If there's no clear motivational system, they will not be motivated, to go to the next step. They will not be motivated to complete these courses. So we are now in a phase to create this kind of hybrid model for those who are remotely and geographically remote from Jordan. So we hope that we can build a strategy soon, and we can move very fast to a lot of kids in the Arab world.
Yeah, I know there will be demand in Egypt, and I'm sure everywhere around the Arab world for the great stuff you're doing. Okay, I wanted to move up to something more like personal. You have won so many awards from the UN. I mean, when I saw your bio, there's a big, long list from Arab Entrepreneur of the Year in 2015, the IMF and Harvard Arab Conference recognizing Eureka's impact in the Arab world. So many things, wonderful things, uh, deservedly so. And I was wondering, with all these things, with all this recognition, how do you keep yourself ambitious and motivated?
I mean, the words and prices, all these things are really nice, and it gives a kind of motivation for an entrepreneur. But I think again, the most important part is the vision behind this project, the vision behind Eureka itself. This what makes me motivated, to wake up early every morning and to meet the team and to put the plans, to motivate the kids. Um, so I think which makes me motivated is the vision, not the words. Or the words maybe it comes in the third, fourth place, but not in the first place. The ambition and what it drives me is when you see, this kind of shine in kids' eyes when they feel that they made achievement in technology, when they build a program, when they made a robot, when they made their own project in technology. This kind of proud, this kind of happiness that I noticed in their eyes, this is the most important award for me. So when any one of these children come to me and say, "Okay, Ms. Afnan, Eureka changed my life," I think this is the most important award for me, and this is what really, really
Beautiful.
makes me happy.
Yeah, wonderful. So, okay, moving like to another thing also from I guess it's a type of recognition as well. Queen Rania, the Queen of Jordan, visited um, Eureka Tech Academy, I think in 2017, and sat with the kids. I wanted, can you tell us more about that? How it came about? What happened?
Yeah, our queen, she's very supportive for entrepreneurs, and she always take care about the details and the innovative project. So it was really to honor that Her Majesty visited us and met the students, and she talked to them and asked about the content, the project, the next steps. Um, it was really a motivational thing for us, and the students and the readers were really happy at their experience when they met Her Majesty. Queen.
And how did it get organized? I mean, did you do something, or did you just find a phone call coming to you? How did that happen?
Well, Her Majesty Queen she always follow up all the projects and all entrepreneurs in Jordan. So she knows a lot of details, and she knows about a lot of projects. So um, she heard about Eureka and the success stories from the children and the success stories out of Eureka, and yeah, their office called us and arranged this visit.
So I mean, okay, moving from that story to and also like adding the awards and recognitions and the PR. You are pretty good at marketing and talking about Eureka with like getting public views of what Eureka Tech Academy is doing. So that must take some amount of your time. I mean, how do you divide your time, and what are the best practices for getting good press coverage and awards and things like that and how have they helped your company?
Uh, Actually, what's happening in the marketing is very organic. Um, a lot of TV channels or newspapers, sometimes radios. They make requests from Eureka, to make interviews or to know more about the success story of Eureka, because Eureka, started in 2014, so it has been like 8 years. So they always want to know, more about the success story and what's happening inside Eureka. Sometimes they want to, meet the children and to talk with them and to know more about their projects and ask them about their future. And this is the most important, and this is the most important part I like, because when I see those children have interviews with TV channels, and I can again see that the shine in their eyes when they talk about their success story and their dreams, which become reality. This makes me really happy and proud.
Correct. Um, so this is a question from a follower of the podcast. Her name is Fananta Kruri. She's from Palestine. And she wanted to ask you if you get any support from the government or Jordan, or this is totally something you did like without any government support.
Actually, we have some agreements. We are now the government of Jordan, especially the Ministry of Education, it's a partner for Eureka. So we have this kind of partnership with the Ministry of Education to teach kids in public schools that technology and engineering. So we have what we call it the National Tech Project. We made so far two phases, phase one and phase two, where we teach distinguished students from public schools some advanced tech courses like coding, algorithms, AI, artificial intelligence. So the government is one of our vision partners actually at Eureka.
Yes. So let me like leave Eureka for a moment and ask you how you see the opportunities in the Arab world in the startup area. Where do you see the biggest opportunities moving forward?
I think the opportunity is now in tech era. There's a lot of opportunities out there. But these opportunities will be for those youth who have the ability to change fast and to learn fast. They will have unlimited opportunities because everything is changing very, very fast in the tech field. And this will create a lot of opportunities for a lot of people, while it will it create unemployment for a lot of people as well. So I do believe that there is always opportunities, but it depends on us, on people themselves, whether to give it these opportunities or by, of course, by keep learning, or if they are like slow and noticing this change, I think a lot of opportunities will be missed.
Last question before we go into the quick fire questions round. Uh, so, I mean, you are a solo founder. You founded Eureka Academy on your own, and we all know, founding a company can be very stressful. So, how do you keep your life balanced? How do you stay focused and mentally in a healthy way?
Well, actually, when we started Eureka, the first 3 years, maybe 4 years, were really tough. And I say tough because the most important part as an entrepreneur is to have this kind sometimes of multitasking, because you didn't have, at that time we didn't have, the team who can, solve the problems, who can, where you can delegate, I mean. But
Hmm.
now things have been changed. Um, Personally, I do believe that happiness is much more important than achievement, and happiness is one of my core values. So, inner peace is one of my core values. Having this kind of comfortable life, family, love, it's one of my most important core values. So, having this kind of balance in my life, it is a priority. So, for example, before 6 months, I started this kind of schedule that I go to Eureka and I have just work 4 days per week. And it's 3 days, it's like for family, for friends, for self-development. Um, because having your business, having your own personal project, it's really great. But which is more important is to have this kind of balance and to feel deep inside that you are satisfied, to feel the inner peace, to feel that you are happy, not to feel that you always have to rush. You have a lot of goals. I don't like this kind of life actually. So keeping finance, I think, is one of the most important things that we as entrepreneurs we have always to think about it.
I agree. But do you think it would have been possible in the first 2 to 3 years to keep that balance?
No, no, it was almost impossible
Yeah,
to have.
it's the
Uh,
sad truth of it.
I used to work a lot of hours in the first 3, 4 years, sometimes 10 hours, sometimes 12 hours per day. And I was really happy at that time. I was really excited because, again, the why was very clear for me, why I'm doing this. The results was very clear as well. The achievements, the records, the results with the children and the parents and the content and the curriculum and the growth was very clear. So I'm really, even at that time, I was really happy. I spent like sometimes 12 hours at the office, but now not anymore.
Yeah, this is the natural progression, I think. So now to the quick fire round of questions. First question: what book do you like, or books do you like to recommend to others?
I like reading, and the most important kind of books I like about self-development. I think one of the most important books I read, it was about planning, and it changed really my life. Another book, it was for Liz Hay about appreciation. Uh, so these two boxes, I think, the most important books I like.
Okay. My second question is: who do you think we should have as guests on this podcast?
Well, we have a lot of entrepreneurs that I think that they can be like guests here. I think one of them is Mohammed Shakir. He is the founder of Arabia Wither. He is a Jordanian entrepreneur.
Mhm.
So I think he has a lot of lessons and the great stories to share. And Hanan Khadir,
Anan,
she is a founder of Hello World Kids.
okay. Color.
And I think the
Okay.
founder of Alpha,
موضوع.
Ramil
Yeah.
Kawar,
Rami. Yeah.
I would nominate them.
Okay. Okay. Final in the quick fire. What questions should I have asked you that I didn't ask you?
I think the questions were great, and I don't have anything in mind so far.
Okay. Fair enough. So, I like to end the podcast on a note of gratitude. I wanted to ask you, what is a gift someone has given you that has had a large effect on you?
I think it was my birthday gift from Eureka students. They made like a video for me, and each one of them he shared his story and the impact that Eureka made uh, in his life. So it was the best gift I ever received.
Wonderful. So, Afnan Ali, may you keep delivering these gifts to your students and to the world. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
First, thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Afnan.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Startups Arabia podcast. If there was something you really liked about what the guest said today, reach out to them on social media and tell them what you liked. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? You don't want to miss any of our great upcoming episodes. Also, Please rate us and give us comments on our social media accounts so that we know how to improve. And also tell us what you like. We don't mind hearing that either. Until next time, this was your host, Ali's Whale.